Okay, so I start off by adding a plane and mirroring it in the x-axis. After this, I switch between front view and side view and keep extruding the vertices according to the image. Now if you observe carefully, what I'm doing is I'm keeping the number of face same as the web marks on suit. This will help me later when I add a wireframe modifier on top of the suit to get the web marks. This method will save a lot of time. I'm going to leave the eyes for the time being and do it only in the last. Add a subdivision surface modifier and tweak the vertices to match the silhouette of the image. Switch off the modifier and work on low poly and switch between them according to your needs. Now I move on to the torso and I'm adding more loop cuts using Ctrl R and extruding them. I'm going over the parts of the torso where there are web marks. Make sure to watch in all angles and tweak the vertices. After tweaking all the points, now I move on to the upper leg. Keep the poly count low and you can add details later anytime. So it's just a basic extruding and tweaking the vertices. So after the legs, I complete the torso part by adding in the remaining faces accordingly. Now make a hole where you want the arms to be and then basically just extrude them along the sides. So what I'm doing here is I was trying to do something else, but I was not getting the arms right. So I had to do a few trials to try and mimic the image, but it was too complicated, especially between the arms and the torso. As you can see, they're pretty close to each other. So I decided to delete everything and extrude them along the sides, as you are seeing. After this, I close all the gaps in the models, uh, in the shoes, as you can see. After this, I move on to the sculpting where I want the anatomy to be right. I just sculpt using some basic brushes like grab brush and inflate brush to get more muscles in the body. And now I close the eyes, which is the most important part of the suit. Just basic insert and extrusion and scaling it down. And some more sculpting to get the anatomy right. This is the anatomy knowledge I had back then, so this is how much I could do it. And after the modeling is completed, now I move on to the texturing part where I want to get the suit to have some textures. If you observe Spiderman suits in the movies, he has some honeycomb textures like this. As you can see, I downloaded it from Google and basically made some roughness map out of it and normal map out of it using a photo editor, and then used it in my suit. For the red part, I used a red honeycomb texture, and this is the node setup you are seeing. And for the blue part, I used a blue honeycomb texture, and I also used the honeycomb texture for the eyes as well to have some more details on the eyes. And this is, I'm just checking how it looks in the final result. I'm using cycles render, and you can see after the final part, this is how it looks. I did this in a low-end PC, low-end laptop basically. This is how much realism I could achieve. So that's it guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you need a complete tutorial from scratch, then I can do it for you guys. If this video gets more than 10 likes, then I will do a complete tutorial from scratch for you guys. Subscribe to the channel for more process breakdowns like this.